Hey, thank you for joining us for episode 31 of Fool's Banter Radio. I'm your host, Brad.
What was
the
that?
flatulence to my left is Kyle.
So you're just going with it?
Yeah.
That's the thing?
Why not?
We got this? Just a fart noise right in
Dude, just go with the roll, man. That's what you gotta do. And Keith, who's just losing his mind across it.
What is the roll? Can we explain?
Bro, did we break it?
No, Keith's alive still. How's it going, Keith?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Woo. And then we have excited about to pee his pants because of what's gonna happen later.
I'm gonna pee my pants.
Will you not, please?
He's gonna pee his pants so he doesn't have to get up during the movie
really
we're gonna go see.
Smell that
Avengers.
the whole time?
The Avengers, yeah.
Ooh, you guys think you're hard on for superhero movies?
Oh, I love superheroes.
Who's the main hero in the Avengers?
Superman.
That's the point. They're not all in it.
Well, what's the cast?
You got Iron Mans, you got Coming to America, you got Spider-Mans, you got Black Panther, you got Thor, you got Hulk.
Black Widow, yeah, you got Hulk, you got Doctor Strange, you got Doctor Strange's Lackey Wong.
You got Ant-Man, you got the Wasp, I think she gonna be in that
Wasp
shit?
is there. Actually, I don't think Ant-Man's in there.
Ant-Man's in there.
I don't know.
I've seen him in a picture.
Who's
seen him in a picture.
You guys are talking about this later.
I don't know.
He's a big pink dude.
He's a big
Did
pain.
you know that shit on his chin is scars? I thought he just had a weird alien beard.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be scars from Wolverine, of all people.
What?
I was like, when the fuck did Wolverine fight Thanos? Where did Wolverine go to space?
Was he just like uppercutting?
What the hell? Why is he getting scars?
It's
from
another
Wolverine?
one of those. I don't know. In the comic book, that's.
Is Wolverine's metal? Is that vibranium? It's supposed to be like adamantium.
I think it's the same thing, just a different name for it.
Okay.
I think it's all one super metal.
They need to make it like vibranium.
The shit is vibranium.
Because vibranium
It's
is
super
like
metal.
apparently
It's from space.
Vibranium is the very important
I think
solid.
Mjolnir was made out of vibranium.
What?
Mjolnir?
Mjolnir?
Mjolnir, yeah.
Mjolnir.
Either way,
That's so funny.
It's bro. It's Mew Mew.
Either way.
Yeah.
He only knows that because he plays
But
the
no,
game.
because she wouldn't have been able to break it. It's like the
would've.
strongest metal in the galaxy,
She
bro.
probably freaking created that shit.
What do you? She wasn't that bad. She was bad, but she wasn't that bad. She was just Odin's daughter, who was stronger than Odin was all.
Yeah, exactly. She gets
That's
stronger.
nothing big
She
deal.
got
Spoilers.
stronger and stronger. Yeah,
spoilers for
Ragnarok.
Ragnarok's so good. I think that's been my favorite so far.
That was probably my second and
intense.
third favorite.
Yeah.
I think this one's
I
my
love Thor.
favorite.
Thor is my favorite.
Oh, he's so good.
Hell yeah. But now he's got like patch eye.
Spoiler again.
Spoiler again.
This is kind of going to what.
Well, hold on. Welcome back to the podcast, a normal episode, by the way.
Yeah. Last week was.
Yeah, last week we had a best of episode.
Ski. I listened to it.
Yeah.
It was a break, but I kind of regretted it. I felt so empty.
Keith was like, what? He sent me a message saying like he's empty or dead inside without the podcast or some shit.
He said that to me when I would go to get in the car. He's like, "What would you do without a podcast?" I'm like, "I don't know, play more video games."
But
then
then Keith like messaged me saying he got a new number, and just a couple days later I was fucking with him because he sent me that message, and I said, "Who this?" He's like, "It's Keith. Is this Brad?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, my bad." I thought about doing a whole thing where every time Keith messages me for something from now on, or even on the band where he's doing like group message right after his message, I'll go, "Who this?"
Who this?
I was thinking about doing that too. Just to make people like, "Wait, who this?"
Wait, who this? Just message everyone in your contacts. Who this?
It's gonna be that troll, really?
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so Smite.
That was random.
Well, you cut me off to.
I want to.
Oh, what you been doing? Oh, that's because I was gonna say what the reason we kind of didn't do the regular episode and we just did a special was because my wife really wanted to play Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah. We've been playing it a lot.
Yeah, so we bought.
Your fault.
Yeah, it's your fault, Keith, because I'm like, hey, do you want to try this game after we played it over here? I told my wife, yeah, and then we got the little box, and we tried it, and now we bought like every expansion, and we have the bigger black box.
It's got a huge, spent a bunch of money.
So yeah, we have.
That,
it was expensive, but yeah, we have a lot of cards now.
We
you can play that every day. Like,
and we play that shit all the time. Well, you start to get tired of some of the cards.
Yeah,
so.
we skip cards.
Well, yeah, that's why you
tired
need the
of.
whole expansion because you need to like
We still
The box
see
box cracks me up.
It's all about variety and black.
You can
cards,
also
right?
make your cards.
Yeah, we do need more variety in black cards.
Yeah.
We have variety
White
in white cards, and yeah, it does come with the blank ones. I'm gonna get
Blank
a label
answers?
maker and actually put on good ones on there because I can think of a shit ton of those.
Matt just wrote them on his
Oh God,
marker.
we can
Yeah,
make.
see, I'm just
That's-
doing
See,
label
this is
maker.
what we
hilarious.
should. This is what we should
But
do. We
if you
should
do the-
make an expansion
It doesn't
and then
matter.
like try to get them to put it out.
Or you can just make your own expansions on one of the free online versions that has all the
Yeah,
expansions.
you could. It'd be super easy to make your own.
That's not as fun though.
You're not as
No,
fun
it's
Your
just
though.
fun.
face.
Oh!
No, actually, I have played that on Tabletop Sim a couple times. I can't
Yeah, that's what I'm
Have
saying.
you?
Then you
Yeah.
get pissed and you flip the table.
Yeah.
Tabletop Sim's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I want
to play Cards Against Humanity on tabletop.
Do you have it?
I have
Tabletop
it
Sim?
on Steam.
Tabletop
Like,
Sim
you can't
is
both
so
play
cool. You can
something.
play
Tabletop
so
Sim.
much.
TTS.
You can play so much on that game. There's this one game in particular called Secret Hitler.
Secret Hitler.
It's
It's
super
basically a Town of Salem or a werewolf from original.
It's pretty fun.
I've never played
Pretty
it.
fun, and then
Warcraft.
especially if you have like a good group of friends, people you know pretty well.
You're a
super
good
good.
group of friends.
Super good.
I want to
If
try
you
to
wanna
like
know,
some RP
how-
video game stuff.
Town of Salem.
Role playing.
You want to like some
what's his name?
Dungeons
Chill
and
Chaos.
Dragons Pathfinder maybe? Is that what you're talking about?
No, I do that. I do that anyways. Well, not anymore.
What are you talking about then?
I'm talking about like playing like a game, right, that allows for like role play or something, like Friday the 13th, and just do stupid role play with some.
I mean,
friends
that's
and
any
stuff.
game.
Yeah,
Depending
well,
on
not
how
really.
deep-
You can't
Yeah,
be like
it's like
playing
a
Call of
werewolf
Duty.
or-
Most any games. I
something.
mean, a little bit, right?
No, that'd be fucking
I
stupid.
mean, you remember those videos where there'd be a guy who's like, "All right, soldiers, get in line," and he's like talking about how he's a higher
Battlefield.
rank and
Oh,
everything.
yeah, Battlefield
Yeah, sometimes
Friends.
Battlefield, sometimes Call of Duty.
Freaking
That shit would be.
Jeeves-
They'd just be
Jeeves
like,
game.
way too serious about it. And it's actually really hilarious. I mean, but I guess you're right? Because nobody is. Arma 3 is a
Yeah.
game that you can do that in. A lot of people RP the shit out of that.
Yeah.
Um,
RP.
Oh my
like,
goodness,
love.
Keith is dying.
Jesus.
Woo!
So what were
Yeah.
we saying, Keith?
No, what was I saying?
No, Keith
You
was.
cut me
Hold
off
on.
again too.
Keith was just saying something about Asylum game or whatever.
Town of Salem.
Oh, Town of Salem. Yeah.
Well, like one of the best people YouTubers that I have seen
Already
playing it is Chilled Chaos, and
Yeah.
it's fun.
Is
It's
what?
fun to watch
Chilled.
him.
Chilled
Chilled
Chaos.
Chaos.
What is that?
He's one of the people that were in like the group that played a lot with like Nanos, Gassy Mexican.
I don't know.
They also
These
played some
people.
of those.
Yeah.
What is relevant about this?
I'm like,
But
I
he's
don't
just talking
watch
about the
any
game
of
because
this.
I mentioned.
What's the game?
Town of Salem.
Oh, what's Town State?
Do you know? You don't know what it is? It's
No.
like
That's what we
You're
need to hear,
introducing-
not these.
you're
fools
introducing
that-
me to
It's,
games.
I said Town of Salem right off the bat.
But
Sorry.
they don't know what Town of Salem
missed
is,
that.
Keith. That's the point. Town of Salem. It's
I
kind of.
said-
It's like so you're all like have these little roles. Basically, it's like made
That's
for
what
role
she
playing,
said.
and one person's like
Someone stole
infected
my
or
sweet
like.
roll.
Or like a werewolf. In the case of the game called Werewolf, it's the exact same thing.
Where-
Where you're all doing like your different things, like trying to basically win the game, quotes. But one person has a different goal where they're trying to kill everybody, but not be found out because once you figure out who the bad guy is, you can kill them or vote them out, kind of thing.
So, and that's basically like the other game that we were talking
Some of
about
those.
too. There's a what is it? Spy Hunter?
Spy Party,
You
Spy
guys
Party,
are on a computer,
Spy
bro.
Party, and yeah. Oh, I forgot
You're
already.
probably-
Yeah.
Murder something.
Murder She Wrote.
This one,
There's
this
also
one, Murderous Pursuits. This one actually looks really good. Murderous Pursuits.
There's also a couple.
You're trying to like look like an NPC, right? And then
It's kind of like that, but more like you're trying to look like not the bad guy. And the bad guy's like,
Oh.
I'm gonna go over here and chop wood.
Like
and
you're,
then they
like,
walk
think
off,
about
and
it-
little did you know they murdered somebody in the
The-
woods and they hid their body or something like that. And then
so it's
come
like
back out of the
Clue,
wood.
kind of like
Kinda.
Clue. Yeah, that
Kinda
sounds
like Clue,
fun as
only
shit.
someone's not
Yeah.
actively trying, like they're actively trying to kill everybody and not be found out.
yeah, and
So is there only one person trying to kill everybody?
Usually, it's you know it's a great example. Trouble in Terrorist Town. Everybody knows that game. I know you know Trouble in Terrorist Town.
I guess
I've
I'm not
seen
that
your
well
video.
versed. I only played one video game, dude.
You
I only played one video game ever.
I played 2 video games lately. I'll talk about the other one later.
That's what
But
she
I
said.
only play fucking EVE Online. Honestly, my library is
Is it like
not
the
beginning
porn
online.
version? Fucking Eve Online.
Fucking EVE Online. Yes, there are big dicks everywhere.
Wow.
Fucking Eve, and she's
Just
one lady. and
E-peens.
she
You're just waving E-peens all over the place, like, hey everybody, and I'm actually not even exaggerating that much.
What was I saying? Yeah, we were talking about Thor though.
Those games are cool.
Thor.
Wait, what? How
So-
the fuck did you?
I cut him
This
off
was
days
way
ago
back
about
in the
Thor. Okay,
way back last
in the
episode. I was
day.
talking about Thor. No, but in Smite, Thor is an assassin, which he's like high damage, like melee, close range, like regular
God,
MOBA
that's
stuff.
thunder.
But he uses his hammer, right, and he does all this Thor
Mew
stuff.
Mew?
Yeah, he spins Mew Mew and flies up into the air and then crashes down on people and stuns them, and then he also spins, and, like holds his hammer out and spins and like does damage in AOE. He does like he hits the ground, which like puts a line stun out that does no
Is
damage.
this Smite?
Yeah.
Thor and Smite.
And then like he throws his hammer
Is
and
that
it
what
comes
you're
back to
saying?
him like boomerang. But I was thinking, with the Thor Ragnarok, with his new look, where his hammer's gone and he's got an eye patch and he's just using his lightning powers, they should make a skin in Smite that he doesn't have his hammer and he's just using like his lightning.
But
to
you
do all
gotta
this
have
stuff.
Mew Mew.
It'd be super dope though if he's just flying around with lightning. You'd be like, "Is that Zeus?" Nope, he landed on my head. It's Thor.
No, Num has Thor.
That game is. I've been playing that game a lot too.
That's
It's
cool.
really fun. I play that game too much.
Y'all crazy not playing new video games and
I
shit.
play
Steve and I
video
still
games
need to
too.
beat Far
Yeah.
Cry.
Yeah,
We
beat that
stopped
shit.
Far Cry like
It got boring.
we're like one guy away from finishing it.
It got boring. I don't know why. It's all the same thing in all three zones. I thought there was gonna be variety.
It's been like that.
Well,
in
that's the
every
way with
Far Cry
every Far
game.
Cry. 'Cause,
Yeah, what do you expect?
The point is to get 100%. That's what makes it fun.
What else have we been playing?
I don't know.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the variety of that game is cool because you have a bunch of options for how you want to approach it, and that's what I liked about it.
He's talking about, yeah, the
You find a
can't miss or
bird in
whatever.
there, shoot him up with a bazooka.
My favorite thing was always snipers. Silence.
Man, we've had some
Quite.
weird glitches in that game.
I just like going in causing havoc. If I use a sniper, I'm not using a sniper.
the
I'm using
front door with
explosives
the
and shooting in
M60 or whatever
with
those
the
things are
sniper
called.
gun. Just
You guys like to do that.
fucking go in there, and then if they're getting annoying, I just go in there with a freaking AK or whatever.
With a baseball bat.
You thought you were getting away, huh, bitch?
Yeah, I like to run up with melee weapons and destroy fools.
Baseball bats, metal baseball bats, just beat
Like-
people to death.
Like stealthy melee weapons, or you just
Yeah,
like
we tried to do that
straight
once, and I
you
didn't
just
have
like
a stealth person, so I
jump,
fucked it up.
jump smash on
Yeah,
enemies.
jump smash stuff.
Yeah.
What else have I been playing? I've been playing this game that's really old. It's like 5 years old. It's called Rogue Legacy.
Rogue Legacy.
It's like a little.
It's like is it a roguelike?
It is a roguelike.
It is the
And you know what's
roguelike.
funny? It's called Rogue, right? The second part, Legacy, is a roguelike where every time you die, your character is the child of the previous character.
Oh, that's cool.
And you have to choose from 3
Isn't,
kids, and there's like different, like little
Rogue
different
Legacy,
classes.
just like a sequel to Rogue, the original.
No, it's not.
So what happens if you get like
What a
if you get a character real high level and then he
They don't.
dies? Does that
It's an
affect-
overall level.
You get 'em real
it's an
high.
overall level. Your
You
characters,
get real
specific
high,
characters
and
are.
so his kid turns into the level 42 wizard.
yeah,
after-
kind of. And this
I'm always
all
wondering-
the-
That's what happens when I get real high and turn into a level 42 wizard. At least I think I am.
Well, so it's
Iraga, man, my bull.
You go into the castle and you just have to collect gold to let you buy better equipment and upgrades and stuff. After you die, you can go back to like the lobby. But none of the gold carries over. No, the gold does carry over to the next person, but you can't re-enter a castle with money. So you have to spend it all like in between. It's like this. It's a weird mechanic that like requires you like you do a run and you want to survive as long as possible, get as much gold, and then when you die, you're like, that's all right. I got a shit ton of gold. I can buy a bunch of upgrades.
You don't
The
get
next
no
run
more
will be even
equipment,
funner.
or your equipment all goes.
Yeah, your equipment carries over to the next person.
Oh,
every
it
time.
carries over?
Yeah, and there's like
So
runes
you
and stuff
die
to
and
give
you
you like
leave a body
double jumps
behind, and it's
stuff.
bequeathed to your child.
Yes, bequeathed.
And you somehow, and you
Fucking
somehow had
bequeathed.
time to bang out and make yourself a kid in the.
I think that should be Keith's like a superhero name because people call him Queef. So
Oh wow!
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Thanks, Brad. Thanks.
Wow.
and he just runs around because his superhero's name is Queef. So he runs around and he throws stuff and goes bequeathed. You've been
What the
queefed.
hell?
I bequeath you, and the name of the queef.
The tangents.
What's a shock?
The tangents already.
Anybody want shock therapy?
Tangerines.
Tangerines.
The tangerines.
What in the?
Yeah, I love
Wow.
roguelikes.
Man.
It's really fun.
You guys
Is
are
it
dirty.
Is it 2D?
Isn't
Yeah,
that
it's
the
like a little
expansion
side-scrolling
of
platformy
for
kind of
Binding
thing,
of Isaac? just
Which
come
is
out?
really, it's...
You
there's
bitch, that
There's
was
no
one.
official expansions that have come out. anytime soon?
I
Recently?
thought one just came out.
Oh
like
my
the
God.
last
They
one or
released all that
something.
stuff on
We're
all the
releasing
platforms that
the
didn't have
Inferno.
it. I think Afterbirth Plus is now on everything that wasn't, like the Switch. But yeah, I love roguelikes. I don't really like 2D platformer games, but this one's I'm getting used to it. It's pretty good. I feel like I'm better
I
at
like 2D
platformers now.
platformers.
I can't stand it.
There's a mechanic where you
yeah.
do like a downward strike, and there's these like platforms that you hit them and you'll bounce, and then the platform will like
If I want to
extend
go
and you can stand
platforming,
on
I'm
it.
gonna go
for like
platforming
5
with my
seconds.
hook shot on freaking Titanfall.
But the down strike mechanic is so trash in that game. It pisses me off. I hate it. I get the stupidest deaths when I fall on spikes because I can't do the downward strike. Because you have to have like good timing because it only lasts for like half a second. The actual downward strike. So if you do it too early, you'll just like miss and fall through the platform and die. It's really annoying.
Dude, platformers just reminds me how bad Kyle is and hates doing any sort of parkour stuff in Minecraft.
Oh, you're bad at the Minecraft parkour. I'm pretty good at Minecraft
I'm
parkour.
so
that crap.
It was that, and like Mirror's Edge was like frustrating.
Oh, I
beat it.
remember Kyle gets
But-
so mad at Mirror's Edge.
I don't know. There's something
Shouldn't
about
fuck up the wall, fucking run up the wall. Why'd you turn and do that? Why'd you fall? What the fuck's wrong with you?
That sounds exactly right. And I would have that same problem in the World of Warcraft too, because there were every now and then there was a part where you had to jump over something, and for whatever fucking retarded reason, I would just fall short all the time. That would
But I have
piss me
videos
the
of Kyle just like failing hard at jumping block to block in Minecraft
because
puzzles.
stupid, alright?
I'm decent at
I hated it when
Minecraft.
Titan, when Destiny 2, I was playing Striker Titan, and sometimes whenever they would do a update, for some reason it would mess up the mechanics of doing a shoulder charge, and sometimes I would shoulder charge straight into the ground, just fast fall,
Wait, what?
right into abyss.
From the air.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's trying to do his his special little jumps and stuff in Destiny.
So speaking of Destiny, Keith, you been playing any Destiny?
Actually, one I have been playing is
No.
Terra.
Terra.
Oh,
the
RPG,
We got
yes.
down on that for a minute, didn't we, Kyle?
I just can't. I cannot stand
MMOs.
RPGs
I'm
anymore,
like-
though.
Okay, you guys are saying RPGs.
MMORPGs.
I'm like
MMOs.
hardcore Christian.
MMO.
I played that game for like a day. I was like, this is awful.
I can't
What-
play
what game?
MMOs
Terra?
without
I played it
friends.
way back
I can't
in the
play
day,
anything
though.
without friends.
Yeah,
I get
that's
bored.
true. That's the biggest thing is probably like you gotta have
I tried to
enough,
play it.
enough people to make that fun. Well, I mean, I guess I do play. My main game is the MMO, but I got a lot of friends there. Not the point.
What?
I don't know. It looks cool as fuck, right? Games like Terra, World of Warcraft, I guess sometimes.
Sometimes you
Star
do have to
Wars,
get on there though and
right?
just get a small little fix. Just
Yeah,
small
but like,
sometimes.
I never
some
played through a lot of them.
Yeah, no,
I
not
gotta
all
get
the way
back
to
on
end
Skyrim.
game. I think the one that I did was
Can't do it.
Neverwinter.
Ugh.
The D&D one.
The newest, yeah, Neverwinter. The one that's
that was
currently runs.
alright. I played that.
I got to max level on that with a dwarf warrior. The
Ew.
PvP on that was decent. That one was good because people made like their own quests and stuff.
Oh right, that's right.
That wasn't a horrible MMO.
It was alright.
Well,
I just had fun going through all the worlds.
Another reason why Terra is really cool right now is it's on PlayStation.
Oh.
Is it on
Yeah,
PlayStation?
and a crap ton of MMOs are getting on
Neverwinter's on there too.
console.
They actually make it work. Like you'd think the ability things would be limited, but no. It's like
Well, that's just like-
it's better than playing Diablo 3 on console. No, I like this better. I like this a lot.
Get out of here. Diablo 3 on console.
You
is
haven't
the-
played it.
Diablo
You haven't
3 on the console
You have
is
not played Terra
I think
on the console.
Diablo 3 on the console is the best version of Diablo 3 available.
They're
hard to
version
compare.
of Diablo 3 available.
They're hard to compare.
Because
But
they
not
are
like
different
MMOs.
genres.
well, they're hard to compare because of the way they play, right? That being isometric top down, this being kind of
I think-
first person. And actually, I understand why it works well because most of the game happens in like the attacks, right? You
Third
just,
person,
like,
you mean, sorry.
Yeah, well, it's third person. What am I trying to say? Goddamn, there's something weird about how the swings work. Like you actually have to move your mouse and shit when you're playing that game and aim on them. Remember?
Yeah,
Well, it's
yeah.
kind of like Guilty Wars.
And then I think there was like combos by like hitting sweet spots too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet spots and timing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and you
sure,
could
the game was just
and you
fine.
could
So-
there are variables.
It's
for
like
it, too.
it's kind of like a nice hack and slash. I think.
Yeah, it's a nice hack and
That's why it makes
slash,
sense
and
on the
you.
console.
But it has more. Like, what was the limit for the abilities on Diablo 3?
Like
it's like 4 to 6. This thing had like
you had all your skills, the same amount as a computer.
But it wasn't like
again. They're different.
Warcraft
balance is different.
It has more World of Warcraft options.
I actually kind of like that though. If we're
Diablo
comparing
3?
No, Terra has World of Warcraft level of options.
Like
L1 switches.
See, my problem with RPGs is if you put too much in there, it gets
confusing for some
really.
people.
Not confusing to me, just
overwhelming.
No,
what's the word I'm thinking?
If you understand, because they're all different tools. That's what I like about it. In WoW, right? Like you would have a bar full of shit, and like a lot of them are your main skills, but there's a lot of just like utility there. And I like being able to do things in certain situations to make things go up. That's
to me, I
really
don't
fun.
like that. To me, I want. I see. You look at
what
I play
like
is Path of Exile, which a lot of time majority of your builds is one main skill and like a movement and shit a lot of times.
I kind of
agree. Well, yeah,
but
that's.
I like versatility. Like,
sure.
Like I don't know.
I
train it like even though my favorite weapon is staff when I'm training and all that. I like to play sword, dagger, brawl.
I like options.
Yeah, I love options. Options are.
That's why when
underrated
I play Poe,
to me.
When I play Poe, I try to have two skills, like a main skill and then like some kind of like backup.
Yeah, no, it's fun. I've
like
been making builds
AOE
with that. Like
single target.
End game, you're gonna want to fill all your skill gems, so you'll have auto triggers. Like you'll have Immortal Call, so when you take too much damage, it'll pop Immortal Call, so you're immune to physical damage for like half a second. That'll save you in a pinch. But then you'll have like I'm gonna be using Orb of Storms, which will pop an orb on the ground and that'll sit there and cast lightning at people, and that's gonna be linked with like curse on hit, so that's gonna be cursing enemies. So
there's been a new. What was the new?
So you got those
hit?
extra skills.
What was the new one hit skill?
Spectral thingies.
Yeah, I was using that. So my build
that's
was
on
going,
kill actually.
My build was going really well. I don't know if I talked about my latest build since the last time. I don't remember. Whatever. It was the skeletons. Yeah, it was the
summoner. That dude's whooped ass.
It's fucking melee skeletons, specters. And then that phantasm on hit or kill. Phantasm on kill support, right? It's fucking gnarly, dude. It's so cool. I just got a fucking army of dudes at my disposal. The
one thing I do have to complain about, but is kind of fun. I just wish it wasn't one of the main ways of leveling. Is the sumo style, what's it called? PvP?
Sumo
wrestling people? Damn!
Oh, okay, 1v1 like arenas in Terra?
No, I forget what it's called. Kuma?
What are you talking about?
Kuma matches?
How do you get XP in the game?
You talking about Yakuza?
Well, it's basically they put you into a different body. Everybody has the same setup.
That sounds like.
But you're a sumo guy.
Sounds
sumo
like
baby, Kuma, whatever.
Real balanced PvP.
I have no idea what the fuck he's
talking
talking about. Is this PvP?
What do you mean?
PvP,
It's
talking about teddy bears.
It's almost like raid team versus raid team, except you're limited abilities. Everybody can play, but it is.
How's that sumo?
They're literally sumo babies. Like they're large.
So confused.
So like,
I think Keith might have just taken a whole bunch of drugs.
I know, right? He's like over here.
Terra has PvP where it turns everyone into sumo wrestler babies and they run at each other.
Well, okay.
Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Pretty much.
Oh shit!
They're doing body slams. They have their special little powers.
What? Yeah, I wouldn't like that either. What the hell are you playing, Keith?
It gives me like
maybe
a whole bunch of XP.
Maybe
each
it's
time
just
I
an
complete the
event
mission.
or some shit, some silly side game that he.
No, it's been there.
What do you? I'm confused. I'm so.
Look it up. Look up Kuma matches.
Kuma.
That's
I'm not
weird.
Do that right
Kuma
now.
is one of the bear
Bucket couch
fighters from
Tekken.
Yeah.
Also, if you know, I think
fun fact.
Kumara.
I bet you didn't know.
Think Yu Yu Hakusho, that baby guy.
Yu Yu what?
Yu Yu Hakusho.
It's old anime.
Yu Yu Hakusho what?
His spirit detective.
What did you do to that show?
He hawked the
Yu Yu
show.
Hawk the
You
what?
hawked the show?
Why would you do that?
God.
You
Leave me alone.
Hold on, I'm just writing this down.
You brats.
You. Is that a double negative? So like me hawk the show?
What are you guys talking about?
That's like
Anyway.
it's supposed to be his name or title or something. I don't know. But damn it.
Oh,
I don't have a good way to explain this because
You already explained it. Sim wrestler fighting babies. Yes.
What did I just
That is wild.
It's like,
That's weird.
I think there's an actual name or thing behind the name.
Self-destruct.
Battle Royale for sim wrestler babies.
Speaking of Battle Royale.
And you could be there's a Kuma boss.
Are we talking
It just
PUBG?
doesn't look like a
I was
baby
gonna
anymore,
talk about
and it doesn't look like human. It looks like a damn
like a
dragon
bear, like Kuma?
thing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What about PUBG?
Ooh. So PUBG finally put the test server on the Xbox, which means you can check out the new
Ah,
updates
you
before they
bitch.
come out. The desert map's on there. I'm so excited to play a new map.
The small one? The really small
No.
one?
That's Savage. That's the jungle map.
Savage?
Savage, yeah. It's
How
like
many maps
super
are there
fun.
now?
There's 3 now on the PC. Only
And the
the second
on
one's
a test, fourth on a test server?
No. The third one is I think is still on just test.
Okay.
But
The third one being the smallest one.
yeah, the
Holy
real
fuck.
small one, like super small.
Was it a bad thing that thing went?
Yeah, just it's fun. Yeah, the desert map on the Xbox is pretty dope because they don't have to render grass, so it runs a lot better.
Really?
And I had a lot of fun.
Are you whooping that ass? What do you play mostly?
What?
What do you play mostly?
Like, what do you mean?
Ones, twos?
Usually
squad?
ones because nobody's ever on. It's my friends.
Nobody's ever on.
My friends.
I
were
told
like,
you to go to the fucking
they're like,
drop zone.
Let's go play. They're like, let's go play a little bit of Fortnite.
No matter how good.
Dude,
it
I
is,
was gonna
can't play
say-
games about myself.
Fucking hate
PUBG
Fortnite.
is
Hate Fortnite.
dead.
No, it's not.
It's dying because
No.
of Fortnite.
Nope. Nope.
No, it's not. It's still
It's
on
just
like.
the illusion. I mean, sure, Fortnite has more players,
Fortnite
but
is
it's not
doing
taking
well.
players from from PUBG anymore.
I'm amazed that Fortnite is
Something
doing as
else.
I
well
know.
as
It's
it
because it's
is.
free. That's all there is to it. It's because
Yeah,
it's free.
that makes sense. Oh my god. Ow. Actually, now I get like.
Did you want me to go get mine?
dot
Because
burn on your
that's-
nose
that's
right now.
No, Keith, I don't want you to whip yours out. Thank you.
Can you not do that?
I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
What movie is that
That
from?
wasn't what you were saying
Hey, oh,
earlier.
yeah.
You know I know what you do.
You know
what
I
you
know
do.
about that.
That's
Which
the
one?
thing on
Which one?
You're trying to
On,
get me whip it out earlier.
Cards Against Humanity when Steve and I were playing. We
Dude.
were like totally playing like very similar cards.
Yeah, me and Brad have the same sense of humor when we play that game. It cracks me up. Like every other card, we both start cracking up, and
And,
everybody's
and
looking
when
at
one
us
of
like
us
we're
is
idiots.
judging, we know just what card is gonna get that person.
Yeah, Brad's
We're
like, oh, I got this. And I
got
read
this.
it,
I
and I'm
know
like,
it.
this is his card. Of
I'm
course
like,
he's got
I
it.
know this is gonna get Steve right
What
now.
was,
It's gonna
what
get
was that one, like, near the end of last
I
time?
know, I've played so many cards. I was playing it earlier today, right before I came
Really?
here. Yeah.
What the shit? What do you guys just like got the thing on the table all the time? You like,
No,
hey
because
honey!
Someone
What?
comes over and
Throws
we have
two
4
cards.
players, so we're like, oh, it's Cards Against Humanity time. Well, shit, come on.
Oh god.
Bust it out on the
Brad likes
table.
to do this thing. There's a card that old
That gets
McDonald.
raunchy.
Oh yeah, I like to do it at the end because there's a card. Old MacDonald had a blank, and so we just fill it in with random
You
shit.
just start throwing cards down.
Like old MacDonald had a machete. Yeah,
Old McDonald had meth.
yeah.
Just like over and over again.
Obviously.
Here's
old
another
McDonald
card
had
game
that.
like it, but it's called Personally Incorrect.
Personally
It
incorrect.
sounds like a
You are
ripoff.
targeting the person that.
That's some mean shit.
Oh,
Sounds like
just
perfect
play
game to
it.
play with Keith. No,
I'll just, damn, I'll just play.
Are you sure?
yeah.
I might hurt your feelings.
I already spent like $250 on Cards Against
What
Humanity.
the shit?
We're gonna.
Seriously?
expansions.
Dude, is that
the
all?
box
Expensive.
Are you sure you got all
It's
expansions?
an expansion.
No,
that's
I
just
probably don't
about
have them all,
boxes.
but I've almost filled my box with them.
You get cards
Oh, I have a
like
field
I had
boxes
former
and butter
President
man.
George W. Box as my card.
You saw, did I
love
ever
the
How
box
long
box.
is your box?
And then I had the card A Box. It's my box
Remember
is
that
like
box?
Wait, what is
big.
this?
It's a big black box,
Oh,
like
okay.
Audio
I know
friendly.
you're
Was it,
audio
was it
friendly.
not?
It's
was
like
it,
the size of.
I know you're talking about.
It's
a
about the
baby.
size of an Xbox One, but slightly taller.
It's the size of a baby.
Wow.
Wow, size of a baby.
That is so cool. Is there a dead baby specific set? That would be kind of.
No, there's
Not
dead,
set,
dead
but
There's a
there-
card
parents.
that's just dead babies.
There's card that's dead parents. I don't know about dead babies.
Oh god.
Dead
You-
parents and
I had a card earlier today that
I've
was
discarded
kissing
the dead
grandma
babies.
gently on the forehead as you unplug her life support.
Oh, woo.
I played it good
Savage
too.
card.
I won with that
Dude,
one.
that
I
was
remember somebody
sweet.
used there's a card that's the glass ceiling, which is a dumb card. You
Oh,
can't
they
never
used it
use
so
Somebody
good.
used it so good. I don't remember
That was
what
my
it
wife, but yeah, they used it
Um,
perfectly. That's one that you're like, I'm never gonna be able to use this one, but
There are instances.
Anyway,
This is some of those cards.
back
You
to
think
some
of-
video games. You guys been playing some video games?
Final Fantasy 15.
Oh,
Alright, what's Keith been playing? Let's decide who gets
Titanfall, I've been kicking butt at.
Titanfall. How you been playing
You big
Titanfall?
guy, you tech.
Very disappointed in their.
How have you been playing it? You don't have an Xbox?
There's that. Well, Titanfall 2. Okay.
Is it on PS4?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Wow.
Wow, you've been playing Titanfall too?
And
How are the servers on that?
You
Are
pretty
there
much-
still people playing
Yeah,
it?
there's 4
There's
people
people
on
playing it, but the stupid thing is,
There's
for
only
some
one.
reason, I can't connect with anybody in my household.
Why do you want to play
Oh,
that
that's
game
weird.
so much?
I thought you were
What?
gonna say asshole.
You can't
Because I
invite
want a
anybody to
competitive
party.
shooter that
asshole.
doesn't suck.
You can't
that
invite
everybody
anybody
plays.
to
Good
your
luck with
party.
that.
Oh, this totally
Rainbow Six
occurred to me.
Siege.
Playing
It took
playing
place
the
of-
Switch.
Destiny 1.
It did
It took place of it. For me.
for you. Okay. I was like, what? How did it do that?
Because it's
Um,
a good shooter.
So I was sitting there playing my Switch and I was thinking, we need a good first-person shooter for the Switch. Wouldn't it be cool if they put Call of Duty 4 remastered on the Switch?
It might be.
Wouldn't that be
it's
sick?
coming out, but
You know, it'd be
Come on,
sick.
Kyle. That you got down on Call of Duty.
oh
4.
wait, you're talking about Call of Duty 4, not Modern Warfare 2. My bad.
Call of Duty's too linear for me. Because
that
everybody-
multiplayer is still good. You can still quick scope.
You can play that
Would
shit
it be
right
cool to
now.
do on the Switch?
But you don't have hook shots because everybody hates the hook shots or the exosuits.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Call of
because that
Duty?
shit's boring. They
No,
did
it's
that.
not.
They did that for 5 years. It's boring as hell.
I'm over the small arena.
Okay, the
fucking
small part
clash game. You know where
But
it's
that's why
just
Titanfall's good. It's
you
not-
run in, you kill shit, you die. You run in, you kill shit, you die. If you're
Well,
really
you don't
good,
die because you're
yeah.
boss like me, bitch.
Yeah, okay, whatever. You're still a fag. Whatever. I don't care. I don't know why I said that.
I'm not the hackers that make the game much
No,
more.
I don't know.
She's
I'm
like
just,
hackers make it
I'm
so
over
fun.
that fucking kind of
Hackers is where it's at,
gameplay.
yo.
That kind of
shit all
first person.
day.
You know what looks really
Time to
interesting
back.
that I actually really want to get is Rainbow
Actually,
Six Siege.
Yeah.
Dude, I get down on that shit.
Oh, yeah?
Wow.
That
Me
game
too.
looks fucking dope as
I
shit.
get down.
That game looks
We
so
gonna get
cool.
down, Brad?
And
I got it on the
it
box.
has a lot more to do with, as far as I can tell, like
Got it on the box.
strategy.
But we can
I
get
don't
down.
have a box. Yeah, but like, why do you guys buy shit on the box?
I only buy shit on
Why
the box.
y'all
and
buy
Switch.
shit on the box?
There's
Because
computer.
Steve's computer don't work as good
My
as the
computer
box.
suck a ball.
My computer's
Not as
so
bad a
box.
piece of computer.
I know.
Man, you
My
guys.
shit broken as hell. I don't
You
know why.
guys.
You just
It's
need
like
to.
17 years to
You
start.
just need some maintenance, Steve. Some
I've
general
done maintenance. I've done wiped
Defa-
everything.
I'm talking about
cleaned
like
everything. I'm plugged in.
Reinstall
back
the
in.
OS.
I did.
You reinstalled the OS?
It was several years ago, but when I did it, it didn't.
Alright, here's what you do. You recycle your computer. You go to Walmart. Actually, don't
Go
go
to
to
Walmart.
Walmart.
I can't do shit right now because the price of graphics cards is still through the roof.
Isn't there a
Yeah,
lawsuit
that's
going on?
ridiculous.
There
about
is a
that?
lawsuit going on. Pretty soon they'll go back down.
Yeah, because they're
How is that gonna
claiming,
be able
they're
to-
claiming that they're using what is it called? Unrenewable resources when they grow the shit.
What are you talking about?
That-
They grow the graphics cards on trees.
No, it's
Somebody's claiming
In my
that they're-
magical
it's
graphics
digitally
card
grown, but it is
force,
grown. It's grown
the
in the lab.
GTX 560.
Asus
is
goes
going
to
to the
Nvidia.
into an
They go to the tree and they pull out down a graphics card. They're like,
Just because it doesn't grow.
Yep, this is a 1060. Put that in the.
That's right.
If we leave this one for a little bit longer, it might turn into the new
They've been using
5002.
GMOs and
Is a
gene therapy
T70
to create better
Oh,
graphics
God.
cards.
You make
Yeah.
it sound
More
like
high-
gross.
They've been crossbreeding like the.
Yeah, you crossbreed an
You can
Asus
grow
with
gra-
NVIDIA and
yeah.
some crazy ass.
Well, that
shit.
makes no sense because those are just manufactured.
You have to
chips
technically
still.
grow crystals.
Anyway.
You know that, right?
You have to grow crystals.
Crystals.
Damn, yeah.
Yeah,
you gotta
in a
grow-
lab, a meth
What are you
lab.
talking about? Crystals for what? Crystals
No,
are
This saves
for
stupid
radios and
Do I
frequency
sound
tuning.
like I'm on old time
do you
radio?
mean?
Like actual
He's talking about
crystals, like crystal walls.
the
crystal-
resources
Haven't you seen Star Wars?
inside of the graphics cards.
Is it-
They're saying is running out. That's like gold, just the precious metals inside the computer chips in
They
general.
make that shit nowadays.
They're saying that they're running
What?
low on them.
Did you just say they can make that
You
shit?
make precious metals nowadays.
What are
Yeah.
you talking about?
You
Okay,
make
check it out.
diamond. You can make
It's
diamond.
possible to make gold, right? It's possible to make gold, precious metals, but the amount of energy that requires to actually make that happen is fucking
You know what they
so
do?
unfeasible.
They set up a grid network, right? All these motherfuckers who are buying the product that requires gold in their graphics card, any heat that comes out the computer goes back into a grid. And
Well,
that's infinite
which time
energy
period
right
are you
there.
talking
'Cause you
about?
just play video games and you create your
Dude,
own
there's
power.
no such thing as infinite energy.
What
There
grid
is.
or what?
No, there isn't.
Yeah.
What time period did you get that?
No,
The
that-
universe is an
that's-
isolated
Ah!
system with nothing
Too many
but
motherfuckers stuff.
entropy. With
But you guys aren't
everything's
in-
expanding.
The
But
issue, the actual
Here
issue
on
at hand.
Earth, aside from the sun, perpetual motion does not exist. Or not perpetual
Perpetual
motion.
motion. That's an idea that
Look-
might produce infinite energy, though.
Yeah,
Potentially, if on a
that's
large
what I'm
enough
saying.
scale. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
They have,
It's not possible to create infinite energy.
yeah, you can't create a
I don't know. Think about this:
infinite
water
perpetual motion
water-
machine or
water
whatever the hell.
from
Words.
rushing rivers and dams. That is a little kind of infinite.
But eventually, yeah, that
It's not-
water's gonna.
It's not an infinite supply, but you do get a certain amount for.
That's what I'm saying. Aside from the sun, which even that is not an infinite source of energy.
Wait,
I don't know the meaning of
Oh,
life.
well, yeah, but that's relative.
Well,
Yeah.
you know everything about everything.
Everything
I know the meaning
about
of life.
everything.
Huh?
The meaning of life is to
42.
increase the energy in the universe. So when you create a human, that creates more energy.
Whoa!
So the meaning of life is just create more people.
Not really,
More
because that
energy.
human came from matter already. So
It still creates more energy.
Okay, but getting down to the point, people always talk down about that everything has to end at some point, but it has to
Dude, does
re-begin something, and there always has to be
Does it though?
a beginning.
there's no real end or beginning. So how can the universe really
Technically,
end?
there is, right? Because once upon a time in the long future from now, the sun is gonna fucking explode, yo.
Yeah.
And this planet is done. That's the end of
Done,
us.
No.
That's the end of our planet, but
That's
not
the end of
us.
the solar
Yeah, the
system.
solar-
Not necessarily gonna explode.
Intergalactic travel is possible, not just past the
That's
galaxy.
why for mankind, my theory, I think
Oh, shit, we're going
humans came.
deep. I love it.
I think humans came from Mars. Honestly.
What the fuck?
Now here's the thing: is
What?
there's
I don't
this
know.
dude that like straight up claims to be from Mars in another life,
Is it?
but he remembers like all of it. No, this child who straight up is saying things that he should not know about, like adult shit. And he's
That's all.
from the
Reincarnation,
time he was
does he
able to
say
talk, he
how-
claims that he was from Mars.
I'm
Does
sorry.
Can he say how long ago it was?
No, he's saying that Martians
Even if
currently
you-
still live on Earth, but they're they live underground and.
What the fuck?
See, here's the problem.
It's weird. You'd have to see this video. It was a trip, but I honestly think that Mars is the way it is because it was just like Earth, and we
What?
fucking drained that thing and traveled to. Hey, look at this planet called Earth that we can go colonize, and we went over
So we've
here.
been going
and
back
over
and
the
forth,
last
is that what
millions
you're
of
saying?
years, we've been growing on Earth to the point where now we're about to use up all of Earth, and we're like, hey, maybe
go
Mars
colonize
is an
Mars.
option, and that's where we came from to begin with.
That's pretty funny. I like
That's
that.
my theory.
I like that.
Well, my thing is, if we could do all that,
Yeah.
we could easily move one of the planets. Because think about it.
Why would you move a planet?
Why not? Why not?
But why would you
Why
need to
not?
move the planet?
Because why keep on limiting your resources by
Are you saying
traveling
we
back and
put
forth?
rockets all on the one half of the planet?
Something
Cover the
like
entire
that,
half of the
similar,
planet with
but not
rockets.
quite.
The
As
problem
launch
with that.
suits up.
Here's the
I
problem.
don't
with
You're
that.
thinking at our level of technology. I'm not talking about our level of technology now, but eventually when we are
Well,
actually
hold
at
on,
that
hold on.
stage,
Check it
because
out.
we can't even.
Let's think
what's-
about this physically, right?
terraforming is
On
not
a larger
thing for
scale,
us.
check this out. On a larger scale, the Earth is a fucking an orbital object. It's spinning around, right?
Millions of miles an hour.
So when you shoot off a rocket from one side of the planet, it doesn't go like this. It goes like this.
Yeah.
Like
I
out
know.
of fucking control. That's not possible.
You're thinking
We
small
can't
scale. You
move
don't think we
fucking
could. You don't think
planets.
eventually we can build a
Not at
rocket
our
that
scale,
big?
Keith.
Not at our scale. I'm not talking about that.
Keith.
I'm talking. Well, everything we're gonna have to plan to, for even survival of our race is gonna have to be way in our future.
Scale aside, none of that shit matters. What would be the point from
It's gone
moving a
crazy.
planet?
Because
Well, okay, so there's a valid reason for that.
So the sun doesn't
Check it out.
explode us?
No. Well, so technically,
us?
right, the
That's
sun
Well,
eventually has a life
concerning
cycle.
history.
Theoretically, the sun has a life cycle, and eventually it'll die, right? But that is billions of years, right, as far as we understand. But as it gets older, the inhabitable zone. This is the running theory right now, the Goldilocks right zone. I heard about this where it's just warm enough and just cold enough for us to exist here. If it was any hotter, any colder than it would be too extreme, and we wouldn't be able to exist here. And it expands. It is expanding.
Here's a better idea, though. If you have the technology or whatever it takes to move a planet,
why would you move?
You don't need to move the
That's
planet.
what we were just saying.
You can fucking use anything else besides the planet, which is like the biggest possible thing that you can.
What if you don't have another planet?
Means you have the
Here's
ability
a better-
to move
here's a better
smaller
step.
scale objects.
Why
at
don't we just move the
fast enough
sun further
speeds.
and further away from us?
Well,
because that's
I
Because
highly-
Earth's the center of the universe,
That's
right?
definitely
But
not
the sun's gonna be
possible.
harder.
All right, he's got off the rails here.
No.
I was trying
You
to be a
can't
little
do that.
serious,
How can
but-
you
It
do
doesn't
that?
make any
What?
sense.
You can't.
Why would you move
can't.
a planet?
You can't.
Yeah,
You can't
the
move
planet's gonna be
You're not
easier to
moving
move
planet.
than
I
the
don't even
sun.
know why we're entertaining ideas. That's insane.
What we're saying, Keith, is there's no reason to move a planet because
So-
if you have the enough power and momentum to move something the size of a planet, then that means you can move something smaller fast
Like a
enough to
space
travel
station.
anywhere in the universe.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're not going to try to conserve our history.
That's a
No,
Why
that's,
not?
that's what digital shit's for.
Basically,
No one cares about that.
The planet
I care.
is eventually
I care
going to
about-
crash and burn, and we just have to get the fuck off of it. If we, this is
Exactly.
an
That's what I'm
eventuality.
saying, Keith.
It's so far in
The
the
planet
future.
will
though.
not move.
It is so far in the future.
In humans' entirety, I don't think this planet will move by
Well,
human hands.
yeah.
In the entirety of
With all
humans'
the materials and
existence
resources
of
we have at
humans.
There's
disposal
no way.
in our
You're
galaxy.
fucking crazy. I don't
Yeah.
even know.
No, but there would be no point.
Why are we still
Just
talking
build
about
space
this?
stations
Because
further away.
it's
Why are we
funny.
still talking
What's
about
wrong with talking
Anyway.
about science fiction and
Anyway.
science and shit?
Your idea about coming from blows
there
my
was
mind
something
a
else
little
I wanted
bit.
to say.
Yeah.
Coming from Mars.
That's the kind of shit that I think about. It's
What?
like where
We're close
we
enough.
came from.
We're fucking on Mars. How is there nothing that we can look at currently?
That's what I'm
can
saying. Is
pull up
I
a
feel
picture.
like humans have been around. Like as far as our history goes, whatever we mutated from, whatever, blah blah.
Mutated.
Or not mutated, evolved.
I mean,
sorry.
I guess mutated is kind of a way
Same
to look
shit,
at
but-
it.
Yeah, mutated.
We evolved from monkeys,
Maybe?
but
I
what
don't know.
if?
What's mutate meaning?
You know, what if, like, you know, because
What
there's
if, like-
people that think, you know, Stonehenge and the pyramids and shit, that would came from aliens. But what if
Well,
it was just a more advanced
It was us.
humankind that came from Mars and they were dropping off their, like, primal creations or clones of us, or of them, to, like, you know,
We're
I
getting in some
feel like-
to
shit.
survive through Earth. And now, millions of years later, we've gone through Earth and we're looking at Mars like, hey, maybe it's uncharted land, but we already fucking wrecked that thing.
Did I talk about this before? Where our understanding of like how long we've been civilized is actually really askew.
Yeah.
I think we did. Yeah, we did. And like
I
the
don't know if we
lost
talked
city of
about it, but I
Atlantis
was
might
talking
actually
about-
be a plausible thing, right? Because it's underwater in a landmass that would once upon a time could have been.
Yeah,
Did I talk
they're
about
like
that?
they're like finding
Oh man,
like as archaeology
I
and
forget
stuff
all
like
the
that
shit that I was talking about.
gets better.
I think this is on the last episode.
They're finding stuff that's like from times when they're like people shouldn't have had like
Mhm.
written language then and stuff like that.
But
They're like,
basically-
They're finding
they're
watch
like I can
parts of-
date this for a time way before we thought people had written language and shit.
I
like
think-
that.
Aren't they finding
yeah.
gears and stuff that are way what is it called? They're way too pure for the time period.
What
Gears, like
Oh.
something that would be in watch or in a.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I haven't heard nothing about that.
No.
I just think the reset
I
button has
really-
been hit more times than we think on the planet. And
And then
I wonder about the Mars thing. That's kind of curious. What if we just burnt that bitch to a crisp at some point,
So I'm
and that's
saying-
just the
and that-
charred remains?
Maybe there is some of those earlier
How are we gonna go back?
evolutions of mankind
Well,
still living
we
there in
suck
Mars.
it dry.
Something I was gonna say, like
That's insane.
I'm really interested in like the Fermi paradox, which is the paradox that other intelligent life doesn't exist within our galaxy, or else with the amount of time that humans have been thinking about it,
yeah.
we would have seen.
We've definitely
we found
talked
them.
about all this before.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, who's to say we haven't?
But I feel like it's definitely exists just because like on a scientific basis, like the way the reason basically life was created is to increase energy in the universe, because the whole point at the atomic level is just to increase energy in the universe, and humans are a way to increase energy.
Yeah.
Right? Intelligent life and life in general.
I get it.
So it's like, it's happening all over the universe, because the universe is getting bigger.
Here's another theory about how they hide it.
Whoa.
Well,
Let's talk
Oh my God.
How hide that we have seen or talked to these people before. For one, the chaos of humanity. I mean, we have people talking saying
people
all
are
the
just
time,
brutal in general, and we've been shown throughout.
and they don't think we're ready, so
we
we end up
to
hiding it because we can't go so far. Because the majority of our race is still too skewed in their ideas. They're not open to new ideas, and they're stuck in not just their religion, but their way, just any part of their way of life. They don't want to change at all.
I'm a very firm believer that the human race has never seen any intelligent life or been visited by intelligent life, and never will in the human race's lifetime, because the universe is too big. And it doesn't exist anywhere else in our galaxy, or else we already would have seen them.
I want to talk about video games.
I could agree with that. I don't know how it went off such a crazy fucking place.
It's fast. It's just shit. It's just.
I played Final Fantasy 15.
Everybody's been
15?
trying to
I've
get
been
me back
playing that.
into Smite. I'm like,
I'm talking about 15 right now, Mr. Final Fantasy 15. What a cool game that
Why
was.
did you start playing 15?
Because why not? It was on sale.
Okay, there's your answer.
It was on sale, and I was like, oh, it's on computer now.
It's dope.
Because I'm a PC only guy, and I've been really amazed by it. Like, within the first half an hour or so, I was like, wow, this is really awesome. A lot of cool cutscenes, looks great, awesome world. The only problem I have with it, though, honestly, is the way that you travel through the car. Like, literal minutes.
It gets pretty boring.
That's kind of fucking annoying.
Until you get
When
way later in
fast
the game
travel,
when you can, like, fly.
Oh, is there flying?
Yeah.
Oh, sick. The chocobos are sick. The chocobos are super fun, obviously. And the other problem I have with it, I guess, is there's too much side quest bullshit. It's like,
oh yeah,
I have this kind of urgent thing to do, right? At first it starts fun. You know, it's basically every Final Fantasy. You go out to do something cool, and then shit goes down.
Well, if you watched the video about it, and like the little animated thing, the animated movie, there was like ones that were like putting the backstory. So it kind of explains that in the beginning, like, it may seem like you're the main character and the three other dudes are kind of setting out just to go shoot the shit, but really they have a very specific mission that they've all been sent on.
Well, as far as I can tell, they're my bodyguards, right?
They're your bodyguards, but the prince is going to do something very specific.
Yeah, he's going to get married, right? And unite two families. That was supposed to be the idea.
That's a little bit. That's just like a side thing that he's doing. He's basically trying to save the entire planet, and you don't really. It's kind of like.
So they just haven't included me
doesn't
on it yet,
explain
and
it.
you're just fucking spoiling me
No,
right now?
no. It doesn't explain it in the game
At all?
No, not really. That was all this extra stuff that they kind of explain. There's a whole movie about before like Noctis leaves. The whole place gets attacked by demons. Like, the entire world starts getting attacked by demons.
Oh, you been playing Final Fantasy 15? I was thinking 14, the online one.
No.
Oh my god, this whole time I'm like, damn, this sounds just
Kingsglaive,
like
that's
the
the movie.
freaking
The animated, the Kingsglaive movie. You should watch that, because it explains what's going on.
I should watch that
the
like
entire
before,
game.
because
You
I
know
haven't.
what? I have the big old strategy guide for Final Fantasy 15.
See, my thing is,
Show
my
you,
friend
like, item location.
Maybe,
my roommate,
maybe. But
he like beat that within like 3 days.
So
Yeah,
okay,
they blasted
and
the
he was
story.
working.
so they
blasted
don't.
the story
They're
into
not
flowers.
telling you that you're on this big quest, but you do end up saving the world, obviously.
Some shit just doesn't
I mean,
make
that's-
sense if you don't know any of the backstory. There's parts in the game where I was like, what the fuck just happened? And I had to go watch at least Kingsglaive.
Really?
Or at least read. I didn't actually watch it. I read like a synopsis of
What the
both
shit?
things to figure this stuff out. Yeah, it doesn't
That's
explain.
stupid.
I was like, what the hell
What
just
are you talking
happened?
about?
There's some weird stuff that happens close to the
I
end of the
mean,
game.
so as far as I can tell, story-wise, it feels all just like set up still. Like,
Yeah, because it explains only the part that he like.
it says go marry this chick, right? And you go off on a joyride
Yeah.
with your homeboys to get on a ferry, and then you're like, oh, you can't get on the ferry, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But so the problem I have with this all side quest bullshit that they allow you to do, and I can't help myself but to do a lot of it.
Some of it's really
So
good, but
I've done a bunch of like random side quests, a lot of
doesn't
fetch
fit
shit,
anything, right?
and the hunts. I've done a bunch of those, and I've like just finally moved on to the point where you go into the little coastal city and you meet that one chick I forgot.
as soon as you can, start doing the dungeons. They're the funnest.
How
part
do you
of the
feel
game,
about
dude.
the combat?
Um.
Yeah, exactly.
Really, you guys have both have the same reaction. I love the combat in that game.
I love the
Like,
combat, but
it's
I feel
fun.
it's a one
I can't honestly say that I enjoy it.
It's too much. It relies too much on the warp strike, probably.
It's yeah. I mean,
You can
I
do
don't know.
without
It
the warp
feels
strike.
it feels
Learn
very
good.
gimmicky.
Yeah,
In a way.
yeah.
Well,
And then
Like I feel like they could have dumbed it down, made it a little more simplistic and enjoyable.
what is it called? The teammate moves. Oh god damn it! I'm really.
I think
Link
it's just
strikes.
one through. Like when
They
you play
fucking-
it once and then you hand it to your friends. That's what I thought.
Oh, with
when
the
I
whole
watched
game?
it, I watched it and I didn't want to play it. I got all I wanted out of
I
it.
don't know. Like
I think it's a good.
I think the combat's,
think
like you said, maybe dumbed down. Maybe you just
I
want a
feel like
simpler
they
combat for
tried
that, but
a little. Too
I
hard
like
with
the
it.
way because there's once you get further into it, there's a lot of stuff that you learn just further in. Like I never use warp strike in that game anymore because you learn that you can like dodge and like dodging sets up for like counter strikes and stuff like that. And it's way more useful than just dashing around with the warp strike. Like I didn't touch the warp strike after I figured that stuff out. Being able to dodge and parry and stuff like that, as long as you learn to do that stuff, I feel like the combat's like way more intuitive, like an actual like kind of like fighting game, or like a Dark Souls or something where you got parries and you got
a lot closer to like
backstabs and stuff like that.
a lot
So
closer to
warp
like Kingdom
strike
Hearts. I
Yeah.
think. And I really love that. That was a much simpler version of this, I think, and I think the simplicity of it was a lot better. But it's still good. It's still fluid. I would just have to say those cutscenes for when you do the teammate moves,
The link strikes.
the link strikes. That shit takes too long. It's fucking obnoxious.
You
And
don't even have
so,
different
like,
weapons for characters.
what-
Some of them get ridiculous with
What's
certain
going
weapons.
on with your character when you're looking at the other dude? Like, can you do anything? Because I'm like trying to smash it, and I'm like, do I smash it?
No.
Or
Well,
you just wait for the fucking thing
if
to
you
show
ever
up.
notice a ring coming towards
Yeah,
the
well,
circle,
I know that. I know that.
yeah, that's the
At
only
the end
interaction
of-
you can
at
ever
the
get
end
in
of
link
some of
strikes.
them,
Yeah.
okay.
I just miss Final Fantasy 12s.
Whatever.
I never liked
I never
12's
liked
fighting
that.
system. I like Crisis Core. It was similar.
I liked it
These-
because
I
you
like
could set
Crisis
them
Core.
up
I
to
like
like
10.
you could set it up
10-2
like
was
their
fun, but
commands,
I
what they
didn't find
do
it
in
serious.
certain situations. Your party.
Did you guys
members.
have wait mode on at all?
Wait
What's
mode?
that?
No. I feel like the game suffers from wait
Oh,
mode.
Yeah.
I feel like wait mode brings
It's not
because the way the
great.
combat is. I
It's
don't
not
think it should be like
great.
a turn-based.
Is
kind
there
of
a
thing.
way to stat check them though without wait mode? I don't think there is. I think you kind of
yeah.
and I don't like that
It's-
you have to go in the menu to do that too. That's
It's a skill for Ignis later where it'll bring up the bar in the top left with all their
Yeah, and I
stats, and
don't
you
need
can
to
just
be
see
in
it
wait
like on the
mode.
fly.
okay.
Yeah, it's an auto thing too. It's not you don't have to like. Well, there is like a move where you can scan them, but then you get like way later one where it's kind of like an auto scan thing where just if Ignis is alive in the fight, you can see that stuff. But dude, that reminds me. So the DLCs, right? There's episode Gladio, episode Prompto, and episode Ignis, where you play as them, right? Off doing different things, like maybe like in the story where they weren't there or something like that. There's this part. No, never mind. I'm not gonna spoil it because you're playing it. I don't want to spoil something for you.
Is it just me or is the skill tree kind of fucking also lame as shit too?
I love the skill
like,
tree in that.
My favorite skill tree was probably 10.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was
I
nice.
love
I
it.
play 10.
10 was pretty.
You need to play
Are
10.
you talking about Path of Exile?
But I guess
10
also
and,
9. The way that 9 did skills was kind of cool too, though.
That was the
7 wasn't bad either.
No, that was
No.
8.
Seven, everybody loves 10 or 7 to some point.
Ah, yeah. I guess they're all kind of good in
They're
their
all
own way.
different. They're all good.
They're all nice in their own materia. I like materia with the items. That was pretty cool. That feels like a lot like Path of Exile, maybe. And then what was it? 8 was the junction.
13.
That was the
Oh,
most.
nice.
Oh yeah, and the magic is lame as fuck. Is that
Oh,
really
the
all you
magic's-
get?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
magic's
Is that
terrible.
really all you get?
The magic's terrible.
Like you
They-
can make slow. and
They
poison and
explain it
everything,
from
but
kind of like
I
a
really
lore
think
sense, but
it would have made a
I
better
hate
movie.
that.
I kind of like that
There
you
is
can
a movie.
craft it.
But I mean,
Some of the
Go watch the
spells.
movie.
yeah.
But I wasn't too. I kind of
Like,
love
yeah,
having like
trying
a
to make
fat
the-
list of spells. You know,
The magic's the worst part. I was
Yeah.
very disappointed in the magic.
Blue magic is
awful.
fucking cool as shit.
I guess in
right?
that way, that's why I kind of feel. I think, like, especially for Brad, it probably feels gimmicky. Is the movie had most of it in it. It's like
Well,
it's just like they try to
fracking
make
movie.
more money off the movie. That is probably pretty disappointing.
I don't know. My reason that I found lame is, those are JRPGs. I think I found that I'm more into just like classic RPG stuff.
Yeah, look at that. That's like the only JRPG though.
JRPG.
JRPG, Japanese
Yeah.
Oh.
RPG, like they have a certain way of doing like role-playing games.
Yeah, they like a lot of
They
the like
like
grindy side quest bullshit.
Story with foofy hair and
More
Yeah,
about
Final
the
Fantasy
stuff items you can get than the actual gameplay itself.
yeah. So
Yeah, and
which
it's
brings
like, I
me
don't
to
mind-
my game if you're done.
What is it?
My game that I got
Wait, there was one
on
more thing I
the
wanted to
Switch.
do.
What?
Oh my god, this always fun.
I'll try. I can't remember now. Go ahead. I'll try to bring it.
No, you
My
won't.
game that I got on the Switch.
Oh boy.
I don't know why. So when I got it,
Oh,
I
boy.
was like, I don't know why I'm doing this because I've played it a million times. I got
Right?
Skyrim on the Switch.
This
Yeah.
is character number 100 and
So
Skyrim, you can't get bored of Skyrim.
sure you can.
Oh yeah, I've gotten bored of
Temporarily.
Skyrim so much, but I got on this and I'm like, okay, it's handheld. I'm gonna lay in bed wherever I want and I'm gonna play it on the Switch.
You
And
playing
it
as
looks
Zelda, bro?
freaking pretty good.
You playing as Zelda, bro?
No, because I have the one Zelda amiibo, so I drop a chest every day and you just have a chance to get the Zelda stuff from it.
Oh, that's lame.
But I don't know. I'm having fun with it. More fun than I should be having with it.
But just because
Like it looks, they
don't
do
care what
interesting
anyone says.
stuff with the
Skyrim's great.
resolutions. Like if you're looking at the sky, it's higher resolution. If you look down, it gets like lower resolution. But it's cool. It's like it's crisp and bright colors. It's crazy. But the gameplay part of it is you asked me earlier if there was mods on it, and no, but I think that kind of contributes to making it more fun because when you're on the computer and stuff, I feel obligated to improve the game with mods.
And the game itself in vanilla is already pretty good, right?
Yeah, I mean it's honestly there's several flaws with it, but if you don't have the option to play it with mods, then I start to appreciate the parts of the game that
I agree with that.
are already
Is
part
it
of the
come
base
with
game,
full
the vanilla
DLC?
game. It comes with
So,
all the DLC,
That's awesome. Then
Dragonborn,
did you get fucking
Dawnguard.
the Hearthfire, which is
Uh-huh,
sweet.
yep.
I love that.
The problem I have when I don't have the mods, I immediately, because that's the way I play games for glitches and shit like that, I immediately default to breaking the game with like the alchemy and like the potion making thing to get like super overpowered.
What?
Yeah, you
I,
don't want-
or like using like the
In Skyrim?
ingrained
Like
the
if you
ingrained
use-
glitches to like go through walls to like steal merchant chests and stuff. Like I automatically do that,
See,
and
that's
that's why
weird.
I
I never sought out those things
I
to learn
always
how to
do.
do those
I
because I don't
always
want
do.
to.
I love doing that stuff.
Shield, Mudcrab, and healing spell.
Well,
Shield
that's
up-
just how you train your skills easily. You just block an enemy for
He's talking
for
about
4 hours.
being
You
a
hold down the
cheaty
left
little-
trigger. And then
Yeah,
you
no,
lose
see, I'm also trying to play it in like a role-playing way. I'm playing a Breton who's like buff as shit and he uses heavy armor and a mace and like healing and alteration spells. So I'm like casting like a stone flesh on me,
get
making
it.
me even
Alteration?
tankier.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
so cool.
and like healing and all that crap, and I'm just
I feel
swinging
like
the one-handed mace
I
as
like
I'm doing
Ultimate
spells.
Illusion
That's
a lot.
more
And it's
Altamir though.
what?
The high elves were the ones that.
We're paladins?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
The
Bretons
the Bretons
is
are the
spellcasters.
pure magic.
Yeah,
They're
so
the
what?
destruction. They're the lightning bolts and fireballs and shit.
So he can be whatever he wanted to be.
That's the same thing.
I use Brett for anything.
You
though.
can do
I
what-
usually
Because
use
that
Brett for,
25
like, melee
magic
classes.
resist, I'm doing the tanky, you know? You telling me that there's nowhere in all of Daggerfall or whatever where there's some buff Breton who, swings a mace at the same time
They're
he's
super
healing
tiny,
and shit?
though. They're
definitely
the shortest
is.
class.
They're not the shortest class. What elves are the
What
shortest
elves are
class?
they?
What are you
Elves
talking
don't
about?
count.
Yes, they do.
Yeah,
And they're the
yeah,
same
they're-
height as Imperials and the same height as
No, they're
I am
shorter.
Dark Elves.
They're
No,
shorter.
they're not.
I can have it as silly as
I
like
had pretty bad with any of them, but I'd choose the Nords because
The Nords are too easy.
They're
The
big.
Nords are too easy. You just
Too easy to
so
use.
shield with the
Easy
Nord and
button.
just easy.
My dude
game.
is getting super tanky, but it helps with the fact that I'm playing. I was playing on legendary difficulty, but that is like 4 times harder.
You're gonna
than,
get one shot by
than
everything.
master.
It's
That's what I'm saying.
ridiculous.
Is I was playing on it. No, I was playing on it, and I got all the way past the first dragon, but it took some work.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what.
See, there's a point where that's not fun to.
Yeah,
play on hard
that's why I
difficulty.
turned
You're
it down
like,
to master, the second hardest or whatever. And I do have a huge challenge. Like sometimes I'll see a bear and I don't want to fight that bear because that bear will
Bear's
tear
gonna
me up.
one-shot you.
No, he's not one shot me because I'm
I've
playing
only had
super
to-
tanky.
I've only
But
had
in
problems with the dragons. That's the only thing I really get. Like,
yeah, especially in legendary, every single fight, even the like smallest little draugrs, was like a tactical fucking fiasco that I had to like assess the hell out of it. I had to like run in, hit him a couple times, knock him back with
It
a
doesn't work on legendary.
freaking torch or whatever, light him on fire, run away, heal a little bit. It was a
fun,
mess,
though.
but I got all the way
I like
through that
that.
first dungeon. It was tough as hell. It took me. By the time I got out of the first, the dungeon where you get the dragonstone, I was level 10.
Barrow.
I was level 10 at the end of that because your experience is insane in legendary
Oh
difficulty.
yeah.
And then I went and defeated the dragon, and that one was interesting because very rarely was I able to hit the dragon myself because he'd like bite my head off as soon as I got close to him.
love
But
how
I
he
did get a
throws
few
you
hits,
around.
and I was working on everything. But he got to the point where he didn't want to fly anymore. And so he landed, and he was just like staying far away, and he was shooting those fire pulses.
Oh, the
Like the
super
big
powerful ones.
Yeah. So, but
I know.
I'm going like this is where it was getting really fun for me is because I'm playing more of like a tanky paladin healer character or whatever, and I see these people of mine, all the soldiers that are like standing in a line just blasting arrows at this dragon, and I'm like, fuck, they're all gonna get hit with these things and die. So I run over and I'm healing, but I have like the ward, not the lesser ward, but the one above that. And so every time one of those would come flying at me, I'd like pull it out just at the right time, that spell ward, and it hit the ward and it stopped the fireball, but it break the ward. So I was just blocking every single one of those as they finished them off with arrows, and it was perfect.
Dude, magic is one of the funnest things in that game. People always just stay away from it, and they go like sword and shield. That's what like everybody.
Yeah, that's what I'm
seems to
saying.
do,
Is
but
why I'm using the melee weapon with my magic, so I can like alter myself with more
There's a
tanky
lot of like
messages.
intuitiveness to the magic in that. Like with that, like you can block like dragon spells and stuff with the wards. and
Yeah,
stuff.
the
Even
ward.
a
I
lesser
mean,
ward,
and
if
those
you hold
wards
that
will
up.
drain your magic like super quick if you just hold them for a long time. But if you're timing it, like when one of those things comes at you, it's gonna hit the ward. It's gonna negate all damage, but it's gonna break your ward, so you can't hold it.
Yeah,
for a
that's
second
like,
or
or
two.
like if you're fighting like one of the dragon priests and they have like their cloak that does
Yeah,
massive damage
plan on
around them
using
of like
stuff
frost.
like that.
Just hold a lesser ward up and just beat on them while you have your lesser ward up, and they won't be able to damage you with the cloak.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that shit is. That's why I'm going. I'm going restoration, alteration, heavy, one-handed mace. Because one-handed mace actually pierces armor.
That's
I've had a hard time doing it, but I finally got one character that everything's pretty even on all around the board.
Well, yeah, eventually
It's
you'll just max
hard.
out everything. but-
Yeah.
You play
Well, no, it's hard though.
That-
because if
that
if
makes the game harder,
If you
too.
drop anything too low and you try to go in there, so like heavy armor and light armor, those are like the two hardest because if you get hit to, if you don't have them up the whole game,
You're saying when you go to level that later on,
it gets
and it's
hard.
super low,
It like
and you're already at high levels, so are the enemies, and they'll kill you.
That's
That's what
like-
you're telling me.
yeah, it's bad.
Bleedy
Yeah.
blap.
That's why you pay for trainers to do it for you.
Yeah.
Well,
or
I do it. I did it without trainers. I
never
did-
blast to 100 smithing at the start of the game
Why not?
because everything's
then you'll
gonna
be
murder
over-
you
over
instantly.
leveled.
Wait,
but
what?
here's the
way
thing.
too high level. You're gonna be like level 25. Everything's gonna be level 25. You're gonna be doing like no damage because even if you got good items,
All
you
your
don't
other
have the,
skills suck
the
ass.
skills to use that.
That's why I like. That's why I use the
sense.
bow.
Real
That's
ass.
when I use the bow.
So I
Do you
learned
need them?
something. Smithing, you always thought, everything gives you the same amount of experience. when you're making something. That is not true, actually. The bigger things do give you more experience.
Yeah.
Except daggers.
They changed that. It didn't used to be like that. That's a recent change.
Daggers were the really easy.
That's what you did because material costs. But there's actually better material costs.
Bows are also in the next
Per
so basically you have to assess per material cost how much experience is giving you, and dwarven arrows are the best.
Yeah, once you get that.
What you do is you go and you get the warrior stone. You get well rested, so you get night's sleep, and that's going to give you 30% experience bonus. And you can get a helmet that can store the lover's stone in as well.
Yeah, I was going to say get the ethereal crown, and then you can get
the lover's stone.
Yeah, you can get a second standing stone. It's one of the DLCs. It's in came with Dragonborn, I believe.
Yeah, I've never gotten it.
It's a side quest for like all the Dwemer ruins. So and stuff like that.
You can boost your smithing experience that you're going to gain per item by 40%. And then you go in there and what is it?
The only reason why I don't do that is I like the shield.
Make me want
the shield.
The shield, because you get to choose.
Oh,
you get the ethereal crown. There's 3 options. There's a spider control rod, which summons a little.
Spoiler: I've never done those, but
it summons little spiders.
Yeah, the little dwarven spiders that help fight for you. And then there's a shield, which I believe the shield.
I forget at this point, but
it does something weird. Like there's also Oreo shield, which when it gets hit, it builds up a charge, and once you get max charge, when you shield bash, it boosts Rodaz.
Ooh,
it's dope, but it's like it's like end game items. It's like the end game shield.
Oh man, I love that.
I don't remember what the special shield, dwarven shield does.
I love doing the quest with the what's her face, the vampire, and going and finding the snow elves. The snow elves.
That DLC, Dawnguard DLC, is like one of my favorite things I've ever played in a video game ever. That whole DLC is fantastic.
It explains
the Dawnguard one. I did the Dawnguard.
Oh, the Dawnguard is so good.
I didn't think it was that good.
It explains the link between the snow elves and the Falmer.
Yeah.
And also even a little bit of how the dwarves went the way they went.
Yeah. Explains all this past shit, and
it's fucking
dope ass vampire powers and werewolf powers that you can get. Where you can run around for days as a werewolf just eating people.
Or switch between.
That's the better one to take, right?
Vampire,
werewolf over vampire. You get better stats, right?
Not anymore. The vampire, with the Dawnguard DLC, they added the Vampire Lord, which is like this transformation into like this huge bat demon thing, which has very similar powers to the werewolf, only like magic. You're like literally flying around shooting magic at people and draining people's life from a distance.
What the shit? Seriously?
Yeah.
Summoning gargoyles?
Yeah, you can summon gargoyles to help you and stuff like that.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's insane.
The Dawnguard.
The extra shouts, everything about Dawnguard is just...
Shout.
Oh, dude. No, Dragonborn has the most broken shout. They have a shout that you can only use once a day because it's super overpowered. If you get all 3 ones, it ups your attack speed by like 100%. And your armor by like 100%, and like your movement speed by like 100%, like doubles everything. And you just have like this super dragonborn, like magical cow-looking armor on over you.
Cow?
And you just instantly murder everything. It's crazy.
It's like cow level of armors.
Cow, COWL.
Oh.
Oh.
I like cow better.
Cows.
These guys is crazy.
I played way too much Skyrim. I got like 2,000 hours between all the freaking Skyrim.
That's what I'm saying. Is I'm having a good time on
100%.
Okay, I'm not saying you can't get bored of the game, but you can't get permanently bored of the game. You will always go back to it.
Yeah, I still go back to that game sometimes. Play with some mods on the box.
That's one of those single players.
If I have too many choices, then I end up playing with the choices too much and don't enjoy the base. So the fact that it has no mods is good for me, because otherwise I'd spend my entire time playing with different mods because there's all these choices. But now there's no choices, so I just have to enjoy the game for what it's worth.
I don't like mods.
Take it anyway.
Guys, I don't like mods, but you know what I do love? Map editors.
The comic question of the day.
Map editors are awesome. Because like you can hack it in a way, but then you can also learn to make.
I did make myself pretty cool
items creatures, weapons,
I'm super bad at that.
areas that are
It's
just
like-
so epic.
Too
Kyle and
monotonous. I
I-
cannot handle it.
Kyle and I made houses in the same town
We
once.
tried.
I know.
I would love to make like a little town and like a little quest line or whatever, but I just do not have the patience for that
Yeah,
shit.
I wanted to
Oh,
just
do you have
take
that
one
stuff
town in
for
Skyrim,
Skyrim?
and make it like this
Everybody
huge
does.
city.
It's free for everybody on the PC.
Which
you have
one?
the game.
Like just
I
like
don't
a
have
little
Fall
Really?
Free,
Really?
the one we were doing,
Console.
just turn it into a giant city like New York or some shit.
I love map editing.
Like, well, it's just a small town. Holy shit.
What is that?
And I
But
mean,
anyway,
like, it's a
I'm
good fun
done
way.
with
Can
my
we-
Skyrim, so someone else can jump on
Skyrim?
him.
Skyrim. Steve have a game? What's Steve
I already
playing?
kind of talked about what I've been playing.
Was Smite, that's right. That's
Road
right.
Legacy.
I've
a
talked
lot,
about
yeah.
2 games.
Yeah,
today.
that's right.
What else? No, there was something else. Something new I've been playing. Something new and bold. I've been playing this game called Hunter, Call of the Wild.
Yeah,
That's-
tell us about it.
It's literally just like a hunting game. You go around and hunt birds and deer and shit like that.
You have to be super quiet.
Yeah, it's
You have to
so,
stay outside of their
it's so fun though.
range. What am I talking about? Can you be like downwind from them and they smell you? And
Yes.
be like, oh my god, there's
Yes.
a dude there, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and then they
Ah!
send out a warning call, and you can hear the warning call, and you can sneak up on them. Get down in the bushes and crawl up there.
Just a nice
It's super.
patience game.
Yeah, it's super chill. I'm just like running around.
I'd just rather go
murdering
out and
stuff,
do
so
that.
chill.
Like, you start talking about it, I want to go
That's
out
why,
and
because
what
I'll
the shit?
probably never actually go hunting. So this game is like a very good.
That's
Like-
cool.
I don't know. I feel
Dude,
like it's,
I'm gonna get
This
my
is what
hunting
it
license.
might be
I
like.
vowed to myself this year.
Oh,
I'm
you
getting
need
my hunting license.
VR.
I'm getting my fishing license. I'm getting all of it, but I'm not getting any of them unless I get them all at once.
okay.
Because
Back to the-
for one, they're cheaper.
Oh,
Back to the video
at
game.
once.
Back to the video game. So there's 3 like hunting reserves,
That's
and I started out on the first one, which was nothing but like deers and.
Did you make sure
And
you pick up
foxes
your
and
tags
stuff.
first?
No, you don't have to.
yeah,
do
don't
that
forget your
stuff.
tags.
You don't have to pick up your tags, so you guys are just
Bad
wild hunters,
game.
fucking posers. Jeez.
Yeah.
Basically,
bunch of
no, it's a
poachers.
hunting reserve, all this stuff. They don't make you go buy your goddamn hunting.
What are you
License
talking
and
about?
shit.
It's not realistic if you're not buying your
Okay,
motherfucking
so
tags
I was-
and taking gun safety classes. God damn it,
I
you
went to
better
the-
get
I went
your
to the first hunting range and there I was like doing the quests and stuff, and I'm just hunting deer, and I'm like, this is kind of boring. And I was like, I'm gonna switch it up, check out one of the other hunting reserves. So I go to this one that's in like Alaska or something.
And it was cold as
And
balls.
I'm walking, they're like, all right, there's
Oh.
white-tailed deer, black-tailed deer. I'm like, okay, more deer, sweet. And then I hear a moose call.
He just dropping the beer can.
I hear a moose call, and I was like, ah,
This is
sweet
Arizona.
moose.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
I'm like, I ain't never hunted a moose before. And the guy, the warden of the hunting
South?
reserves
The one of the South?
was like,
I heard
you're
that guy
gonna
got
need a real
slain.
big caliber weapon to hunt moose. They're real tough and all this blah blah blah, telling me all this stuff. I'm like, all right,
30-06
I
should
see
do
it,
it.
and I'm like, and I nail the moose
I
like in the
haven't.
chest from a distance, and it just takes off.
Can you hum bow and arrow?
Yeah, there's bow and arrow, there's shotguns, there's even like handguns, like 50 cal handguns and stuff like
That's
that.
pretty cool.
And then there's like the rifles.
Are there legitimate 50 caliber rifles? Is it on PC?
Yeah, it's on PC. It
So,
looks
Is
really
there any
pretty.
mods for it?
I really got
I'm sure there is.
It would be funny if you had like grenade launchers and shit and just go around and blow shit up.
It looks real pretty. Even on the
Real
Xbox,
pretty.
it looks pretty.
God
The
damn
re-
it, that
the
looks
regular
good. That's
Xbox.
cool.
I gotta take you guys out to
Those
range
games always
one
look
of
really
these
fun,
days.
but I definitely don't have the patience.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
so
I don't know.
good. It can get real action packed too if you get good at like learning to like hit stuff from a distance and knowing where stuff is. I can stand
So,
in one place
Paul-
and hit 3 different things, and like there was this time because there's also black bears in the second reserve I went to, so I'm like nail a bear. Bears are tough. Doesn't go down one hit. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have to track it.
like in
And
Skyrim.
I'm going, and then I'm like tracking, and I was like, hey, that's a new footprint. I've never seen that. And I hear a call I've never heard before. I was like, oh, it's an elk call. I'm like, oh shit, I've never gotten an elk before. That's the last animal I need for an achievement.
Nah.
So I'm like scoping. I see the elk. He's barely through the trees. I can barely see him. I'm like, all right, I bet you I can nail this guy. And I hear this this weird noise like right next to me, and I keep seeing the flashes of like, because when you can turn
And it was
off-
an alien.
no, you can turn off all the HUD elements, but when like animals do like warning calls or mating calls, it shows up with like basically like a speaker kind of looking thing, and you can like look over at it and kind of like track it kind of thing. And I kept hearing it next to me as I'm like scoped in on this elk, and it's just right. I'm like, this is really close. So I take a shot at the elk. It goes down in one hit. I was like, nice. And I turn. There's a bear like 5 feet away from me. One of the ones I shot earlier. and it's like reared up on its hind legs about to swipe me, and I just shoot and just hit it directly in the stomach, and then it goes down. I'm like, holy shit. Took out a bear and an elk in like 20 seconds, right? It was about to murder me. It was crazy.
So do you get this feeling when you play this game as it builds up, as the eventuality comes where you're about to shoot the thing? You start like feeling like a little heartbeat. You're like, oh shit, okay, here it goes. And then it goes down, right? And your fucking adrenaline starts pumping. And well, I guess this is ideally, it's not the same.
I get.
Did you feel that when you were fighting that bear?
Yeah, a little bit. The bears scare me. There was another time, I think it was actually before that one, where I was tracking this bear and I lost sight of him because the path kind of like turned around on itself. And I was like, what the hell? And I couldn't find it, and I was searching for like 10 minutes, and I'm like, all right, and I start walking away. And I hear a warning call behind me. I'm like, is that bear? I turn around, and he's charging across the field.
Why'd you do it like that? You heard the warning call, you're like, is that bear?
It's that bear, because I had lost sight of him, and I was super sad, because bears get you a lot of money.
Is that bear?
And I turned around, and I was literally sprinting across this field at me, and I hit him right in the
and
top
then
of the
360
spine.
no-scoped him.
Basically.
Nice.
The bears are aggressive as shit, though.
Bears, when they want to be, they're aggressive. They either run.
They are in Skyrim too, man. Those fuckers keep hunting me down. I ran into like 3 bears just trying to get to Iverstead. Dude.
When I'm like level 25 and below, I'm worried about them. But like when I hit level 20,
Are you playing a master difficulty?
Oh
master
my
difficulty
god!
is biting my balls off.
Let me just go ahead and unzip and put this thing on the table. Your turn.
I'm just playing. Did you tell them about when I was there and you just like saw the horde of like 30 deer?
Dude, yeah, there was literally like 30 deer just traveling, and I just started taking shots at them.
You got none.
No, I think I actually downed 2.
I think you got none, and then you settled because you saw the boar walking across the field the other direction. You're like, oh, boar, I'll take it.
I hit 2 different deer, and I did track them afterwards. You have to
Wow,
go find the
there's a
blood
lot of
splatter before you
animals hanging out.
it was very unrealistic with 30 deer just walking
30
through
deer,
a
they're just
field.
walking across
it's
the road.
I drove by a dead deer today. That's a funny thing.
Did you pick
run
it
him
up
over?
and eat it?
Hell no, it's
Bro, that's good food!
It ain't cut up or bloody.
If I hit it, if I hit it, maybe. But obviously, I'm there's a protocol. Even when you hit a deer, you have to. The authorities have to know about
Got
it.
a
You
little
have to talk
slab off the leg, just nice bacon.
Yeah, but then I could get caught for poaching at that point.
You can get caught for poaching. All right, let's close this bitch out. Let's get some games going, Steve. Before I do that, we're gonna end right after our games. So, if anyone wants to hit up a story real quick, there's this dude at my work, and his name is Alan. He's like the shortest little dude. He's the shortest little dude, but he rocks like a mustache and a beard or whatever. He's the shortest little dude, and he came over to me and he was talking about something, and I asked him. I said, Alan, what do you get your wife for Mother's Day or shit like that, or Valentine's or whatever, gifts and stuff like that? And he was going through things, and he goes, get her a kayak. Bitches love kayaks.
Oh my
what the fuck? Where did that come from?
Like, you don't even know until you get your bitch.
I'm like, that is my new catchphrase. Get her a
Bitches
kayak.
love-
Bitches love kayaks. So apparently, bitches love kayaks.
Oh, that's insane.
So yeah, hit us up with the game now, Steve, unless you guys got something.
So yeah, let's do the Urban Dictionary thing again, but I got a lot of
Steve's got some
funnier
good ones.
Yeah, some good ones.
planned out.
Oh my god.
And the name of the game from the game show I watched, the improv game show, is Cunning Linguistics.
Cunning linguistics? What the
It's like cunnilingus.
Kyle's like,
Cunning linguistics.
Cunting linguistics.
Yeah.
Wow. I was kind of noticing my
That's
finger.
a dirty word. There, Brad.
Dirty word.
Alright, let me see.
Oh!
Put that away. Mine's bigger.
I'm gonna put it on your face.
Oh god. Oh,
it's just a belly.
That was gross.
What do you know?
He lifted up his shirt and there was an odd smell.
What is that?
Dick.
It smells like bacon.
Bacon.
That's Brad in a minute.
Alright. What the shit?
What about Brad in 30 minutes?
I got one here.
I'm gonna suck it.
got
It took you long enough. I thought you had these.
I'm looking for the funny ones.
What do we
Alright.
have to do again?
Sidewalk salsa. What do you think it means?
That's when you're walking down the street and you lose control of your bowel movements and it runs down your leg. Sidewalk salsa! Oh, God!
Damn, you took the words right out of my mouth.
I think he said the best one.
Sidewalk salsa. That is definitely sidewalk salsa.
It's when two people on the sidewalk try to move out of the way and they do a little dance.
Yeah.
It's a sidewalk salsa.
But one of them, he takes a poop. But he keeps going.
This was funny.
And the other guy, he steps in and he's like, motherfucking sidewalk salsa.
All right.
I was wondering if I could get some of that salsa to go.
I thought that was great. Nobody liked that card.
Oh, dude.
All right, Muppet neck.
Muppet neck?
Yeah.
Damn, it's those
When your
old
hands
ladies
fall-
that got like that neck skin that attaches from the tip of their chin down to their collarbone.
It's that
It's just
bastard
like
from
two of
Austin
those
Powers.
flaps that go down and just two of them. That's a Muppet
I
neck.
think it's more like when your neck just doesn't just picks one side or the other. You can't have it standing up.
Well, you know how white people will be all up in the club?
Is that what it says?
No.
Oh, Muppet neck.
Okay.
Muppet neck.
Now imagine
That's how they look when they open the
Yeah, they're up in
club.
the club. They got their Muppet neck going.
That's how I'd be doing right now.
Alright, now Kyle, you got anything?
No, what is it?
It's when there's no discernible difference in the girth between the person's head and their neck. So this is thumb head, it's a Muppet neck.
Oh my god, I've seen this guy
I know
who
got it.
who had this neck that when he went to take a picture for like an ID or whatever, he tilted his head back so it looked like he had a difference between his head and his neck. Because when he puts it down, he's got like that those Star Wars lizard people, or like Jar Jar Binks' leaders. They got like that flap down there, the toad guys.
Yeah.
He's like almost got two chins.
I restored my
It's like- it's like
regurgitation
one-
in that.
It's like a stomach on his belly and a stomach on his neck.
Well, that's where you restore the regurgitation, is in the second stomach.
Okay.
Or first stomach.
Alright, a fart whisperer.
What?
Somebody get fart musically?
So when there's a serious moment and like someone is like crying and it seems like you should console them or whatever, and you're
Just
like,
out of
there,
nowhere,
there.
I feel like it's a guy who grades your farts, right, in the movie theater. He'd be like, that was like a 5 out of 10 broccoli.
5 out of 10 broccoli. Just adding the broccoli on there.
Keith got anything?
That could have been juicier
I
for
got
sure.
it.
Do you got anything?
Oh, you
Yeah,
I
What'd you
don't
say?
remember- I don't remember what it said
I
now.
don't think he said
I don't think he said
didn't say
anything.
I said something.
What'd you
Oh,
say?
you did.
What was it? What was
Rewind it. Play it again.
Fart whisperer. You definitely didn't
Like a guy starts farting, and you're just like, and he just stops immediately. Oh. Sorry.
I think it said something musical about like they could fart in tune or something.
Oh, when somebody can fart musically. You did say that. A person who others often feel comfortable farting around.
A fart
He's a
whisperer.
fart whisperer.
That's stupid.
Lame.
Whack,
Ooh.
whack.
I'm not saying the actual definitions are good, but
Okay.
they're funny words.
Hit us home, Steve.
Pokemoning.
Pokemoning.
What?
It's when you run around throwing plastic balls at people.
God damn it, that was mine. Gotta catch them all.
Is there something else attached?
You get a little white mouse, and you paint him yellow and black.
It's when you go around
And
painting
you go up to
wild
your friends.
animals the same colors as the Pokemons.
You go up to your friends, you're like, Pikachu, Thunderbolt!
You
go-
know, mom's going.
You go up to some weird bald guy and start gluing blue hair on the sides and on the top and putting gloves on him and telling him he's Mr. Mime.
What the fuck?
I'm having heartburn right now, but I can't help it. It's too funny.
He laughed himself into heartburn. That doesn't make any sense.
Pokemon?
Alright, Pokemoning. Anybody got anything else?
No, that's terrible. Get out of
The
here.
act of simultaneously dating multiple partners because you gotta catch them all.
Oh, that's
Seriously.
lame, but it's that.
I mean, that's of the generation, I suppose. Kind of.
Alright, super smasturbating.
Woo!
Damn, it's
Holy shit!
so when you take Super Smash Brothers too seriously.
I like it.
Josh.
Super Smash Derby?
Yeah.
Damn. I don't know, there's so many things that could be.
Say something then.
What's the most ridiculous one though?
Giving up on you.
It's when you take all your Nintendo amiibos and you go in the bathroom and just fap as hard as you possibly can to them.
Gross.
Super smasturbating.
Wow.
Gross.
That just hurts my
I don't
soul.
know what
I don't think
amiibo
that's funny.
is.
It just hurts my soul.
What's an amiibo? It goes on the Switch-O.
Oh, my
Does
God.
different things.
Nintendo.
I know Josh has
They're
brought
little
amiibos
statues.
here.
Yeah, but like
You never whipped them out though.
I'll whip out my amiibo.
Wow.
Nah, I'm got shit. Fuck that one.
Super masturbating when someone equips Hulk hands and proceeds to masturbate.
Yes.
I love the word.
That's
equip.
incredible.
Equipped all again. Not even put
Plus
on.
5
Not
masturbating.
even put on. They just equip that shit. Like instant. Cling.
Chanting all
How
over
about you?
your Tatum.
Chanting all over your Tatum?
All I can think
That's
of.
nasty.
I know, right? That sounds like a porno flick, bro.
You know.
All I can think of is
Name of your
This
sex
is the
tape.
end.
Yeah, name of your sex tape. That's what it is.
God damn it, Keith.
What did you say?
In the movie, this is the end or whatever. But Channing
Don't tell me.
Tatum with. Yeah, I know you've seen
It's
it.
when
You have
it's when
to-
you have a Jackie Chan-ing marathon while you're in a shitload of tater tots. Chanting all over
That's
your
right.
Tatum.
He's 100% right.
Yeah.
Really?
No, the definition says anything. It's not dirty. It's just Channing Tatum's name.
Oh my god.
wow.
That's dum-dums. Alright, you got
Right.
one more first before we end this bitch off?
Brad got
You
that
haven't
small
watched
ass.
This Is the End?
I don't know. I don't know who fuck Channing Tatum is. Alright, I probably do, but like I don't know. You know, I don't give a fuck about actors. They're just people who make too much money. Fuck those guys. Except for the cool
Oh, come on.
ones.
You don't
You're
care
like,
about
unless
making
I watch
fun
them,
of
then-
them.
Unless
That I care.
they're cool, like Jack Black
Or
or
Jackie Chan.
all the
ing
dudes
Tatum.
from Super Troopers 2. Yeah, so
Dude,
Super Troopers
you
2.
should mix
It's such a good
Jackie
movie.
Chan
It is a funny movie. That's all I gotta say.
So
You will
good.
want to
Channing
watch it.
Tatum. Jackie Channing Tatum.
Jackie Channing Tatum.
Jackie Chan.
Everybody gets high. Everybody
Get
gets
high.
drunk.
Yeah.
Alright, Steve, come on.
Oh, I'm trying to find you.
Boobs.
Watch it.
Game.
Have I done this one? Go ham and cheese.
That sounds a little familiar.
That one's dumb. Do a different one.
Yeah, I like it. I ain't got nothing.
Bromeostasis.
We have done that one.
What?
before. That
Romeostasis.
sounds familiar.
I don't think we've done bromeostasis.
Bro Chacho, don't bro.
Okay, how about a meat guillotine?
No, I liked Bromeostasis.
We do both of them.
So you wake up, right? And your hands are strapped to the door frame. And you look down, and your girlfriend,
What?
she's got your dick in a little guillotine,
Is this
right?
bromeostasis?
Say one more
Meat-
fucking word!
Meat guillotine?
Meat guillotine, I'm hoping.
Yeah, I hope it's not bromeo.
Bromeostasis is when you're sleeping with your bromio's girl, and he walks in, and you just go into a bromeostasis.
What the shit?
What the hell?
It's a defense mechanism, bromeostasis.
Defense? I think that's just getting ready to get tackled. Oh.
No, if you don't move, he can't see you.
Yeah, it's like a T-Rex.
Yeah.
You guys watch too much
Bromeostasis
Jurassic Park.
is using the body
What?
heat of a bro to regulate one's own body temperature.
Actually makes a lot of sense.
Let me get up on this ass right here, bro. I'm just gonna warm up real quick.
No homework,
The meat
people. We got
guillotine.
a
Does anybody
spoon
got something else for a meat guillotine?
to survive. Yeah, dude, it's a dick guillotine, obviously.
When somebody has their hand wrapped around your
She's
so
like,
hard, and you
she's
know
like-
that they're about to rip it off if you don't say
That's
something.
a meat guillotine is also known as a redneck vasectomy. It's when you kick. It's when you kick his sister in the jaw.
oh, dude!
A meat guillotine. The act of cutting off a poo in a hurry by clenching your butt muscles.
The real one was pretty damn good.
Oh, gross and hilarious.
That's hilarious. Ooh, are we done?
All right, that's it. Thank you for listening. This is your first episode. Podcast available on Google Play, iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Right? That's it.
I don't know.
YouTube's.
Fools Banter.
Please go rate and review us. Follow us on Twitter @FoolsBanter or on Facebook. But go on Facebook.com/FoolsBanters. And we got any final words?
Don't chanting your Tatum.
Don't chanting
Don't
Jack.
chant?
No, always Jackie chanting your Tatum.
And
And
hunting stuff.
and bitches love kayaks.
Bitches love kayaks. Do you have a dad joke? Or is that
Yeah.
Don't be a poacher.
Is that you looking for? You looking for a good dad joke?
No.
Or somebody might poach you. There's a woman. She's doing this.
All right, Steve. His home with our dad joke. I like the one you said earlier, which was sometimes I tell dad jokes. Sometimes he laughs.
Oh, that's pretty good. I like it.